let Gail take charge of the presentation.
Hello, everyone. Last year, when we were just beginning our governor year, Paulette said, "I'd love to get the Navigator program reinstated. Is there anyone that would like to work on it?" Yeah. Okay. Is there anyone who would like to work on a committee for navigators? Well, Kathy and I were the ones that did navigators in Chicago, and that was our last time that they had navigators. So we said, well, we'll work on it. Well, come about December, Colette says, "Would you be director of it?" Well, yes. You know, what do you say to your president? You say yes. So anyway, we got busy, and we came to Rochester in March and took a beautiful 3 or 4 days of cold weather and checked out some places to take these little ones. And we put together a rather fun, exciting itinerary agenda for them, and I think they will agree that for most part we've had a great time. We have a glitch this afternoon, so we're just making do like anyone does when you have a glitch. But we started out with 12, and we thought that was a really good number. We lost 2 before we got here, and then we were down to 10, and then one more got sick and couldn't come, and her grandma's here, and she's so sad. So she's already planning, if this continues, that she will bring her the next time we have navigators. But we would like to share with you what each one of them chose as their favorite thing to do. So I'll start and say my favorite thing was getting to meet these kids. Kids are fun. We've both been teachers for many, many years, and that's what it takes, is to have fun with kids. So that was my favorite. And I'll pass this to Kathy, and we encourage you to join us when we need you.
Okay, kids, what do you want to ask them?
And you know, pilot, clap your hands.
I'm Miss Kathy, and my favorite thing was the large bowl of chocolate ice cream that we got at the Red Wings game, and we got to put sprinkles and Oreos on it, so that made me happy.
You're a pilot, clap your hands.
Miss Emmy, what made you happy?
When we went to the museum, my favorite part was a pirate ship.
If you're happy, you're a pilot, clap your hands.
Mr. Jace, what was your favorite, or what made you happy?
Whenever we went to the museum and played Twister.
If you're happy, you're a pilot, clap your hands.
Diaja, what made you happy?
The picture was moving.
It was more fun? It was. Thank you. If you're happy, you're a pilot, clap your hands. John, what made you happy?
Playing Twister at the museum.
Playing Twister? If you're happy, you're a pilot, clap your hands. Zoe, what made you happy?
The spaceship at the museum.
If you're happy, you're a pilot, clap your hands. Josiah, what made you happy?
The ball crane.
At the museum? Yes. If you're happy, you're a pilot. Miss Kate, what made you happy?
Playing all day at the arcade.
It wasn't all day, I promise. If you're happy, you're a pilot, clap your hands. Rafa, what made you happy?
Playing Twister with my friends and my cousin.
you're a pilot, clap your hands.
Miss Hayden, what made you happy?
playing at the spaceship in the museum.
Here's Miss Abby.
I had fun just being with the navigators this week and going to the museum.
You're a pilot, clap your hands.
So what made me happy is the fact that the weather is not 103 degrees like it is in Texas. And the fact that I was able to expose a organization that has been a part of my mom's life for many, many years to my daughter, Hayden.
If you're happy, you're a pilot, clap your hands. If you're happy, you're a pilot, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and your face will surely show it. If you're happy, you're a pilot, clap your hands.
If you're happy that navigators are with us this week, clap your hands. I want to thank Gail and Kathy for I'll start to say missing out on pilot workshops and meetings and all, but I don't think they missed out on a fabulous convention experience, so but I do thank them so very much. Now, Connie, come forward with us.
That's surely a hard act to follow. Okay. Yeah, you guys go on. You guys can't see the charts, but I can. So, no, it's okay. It doesn't matter if you see the charts. I actually had shown the charts in the Council of Leaders, and they're the ones I'm going to be meeting with later. So, good morning. My name is Connie Moore, and I'm the chairperson of this committee. President Collette asked me to chair this committee last fall, and I was extremely excited. Because like everyone else, I feel it's very important for us to do something different with our membership. We've tried so many different ways, and with the 542 members and losing 772, we're going in the wrong direction. So we need to steer our boat another way. And so hopefully we will try this program, see if it works, and hopefully gain more members. I will have the help of this amazing committee, and in addition to this amazing committee, which we have been working since probably October of last year, we meet all the time on Zoom meetings, and someone who's going to finish her job tonight, she is going to be joining our committee, Colette. And actually, past international president Winnie Brewer is going to be joining our committee. So we will have some great people on the committee in addition to the ones we've worked with now. So I just want to give you a brief overview. I mean, I know that Colette talked about the 542, 772. We're down 180 members. But out of we have 291 pilot clubs. And of those, 66 of those clubs, 66 of those 291 have 12 or less members. And of those 66, 44 have 10 or less members. And 10 of those 44 have less than 5 members to their club. So with so few members, I think you run the risk of your club being disbanded, because a lot of times, you know, the pilots will get burnout, You're working so hard with your 5 members, trying to do everything. Yes, you are doing things for your community, but you still, those 5 people are constantly doing the same thing. I think you would run the risk of having burnout with those members. So if we could try to increase the membership of these smaller clubs, not to say that there's not any issues in the larger clubs either, because a lot of the larger clubs are losing members as well. But we're trying to take small bites out of the elephant at a time, which is the 12 or less members per club. So, oh yeah, you guys can't see it. Sorry. Okay, so the program that we came up, we're calling it the Pilot Expansion Program, PEP. And I know many of you remember the PEP report that we used to do at Pilot International. It's not exactly the same thing, but so we're going to be called the Pilot Expansion Program Committee. And we have 3 different phases that we're going to be doing. Each phase will last 1 year. So from July 1st of 2022 to July 1st of 2023 will be phase 1. Phase 1 will be a mentor. One of these PEP committee members will be assigned to each club with 12 or less members who would like to volunteer. I forgot to mention that up front. This is totally voluntary for the clubs that have less than 12 members. You don't have to work with us. If you're perfectly fine with your club with 5 members, we can't come in and make you say you need to have more members. It's up to you. But just know that we're here and we want to help. So, volunteers this club. Each PEP will be assigned to work with only 2 or 3 of those 66 clubs in order to give the clubs personal attention. Every 3 months, the clubs will be analyzed, and if suggestions that come from our committee are not working, it will be revisited and we'll try something else. Phase 2 is going to be the reclaiming of disbanded clubs. I don't know how many of you have been at the headquarters, but if you go upstairs, they have filing cabinets just full of all the disbanded clubs that we've had across the United States and the Bahamas. It's sad to really see how many have been disbanded. So next year, our focus is going to be on the disbanded clubs. During this phase, we will review each district's disbanded club list and contact the governors of these districts to determine a point of contact from the disbanded club. Members from the PEP program will contact and work with the governor and point of contact to begin to try to reorganize some of these clubs. Phase 3, the following year. We're going to work with Japan and other countries to expand our international footprint. So this process, this is our proposed process. 1 pilot expansion program committee member will be assigned to each club who volunteers for this program. The mentor will meet with the district governor and the club president. After the mentor meets with the governor and president, they will gather information from them concerning what the club has done in the past to increase their membership, such as share pilot, club projects, club fundraisers, anything the club did to increase their membership. The assigned expansion committee mentor will come back to the entire committee and we'll discuss, not specifically by the club name, but they'll say, this club, I talked to the governor, talked to the club president. Sometimes we'll even be talking to the whole club itself. We may not always be able to physically be there to discuss it with you, but we will Zoom definitely in on meetings with you. And they will come back and the committee will get together and we'll come up with recommendations for each and every one of those 66 clubs. The expansion committee mentor will be via Zoom or in person. It depends on how we're able to divide it up. The direct mentoring with this club will last for the entire year. The PEP member will determine with the clubs every 3 months, we will determine whether we need to reverse course, try something different, or stay the course on what we're doing and it's working. Okay, the thing we have to really think about is why did each one of us, why did we join Pilot? There's many reasons. You help your community, we serve veterans, take care of caregivers, ensuring your children's safety, and your friend, because you wanted to have friends and friends were members. There are a lot of reasons why we join, and if you want to grow your club, just ask somebody why they join. What is joining Pilot to you? When you return home to your club, ask your club members to consider the reason they joined Pilot. You'll find that there are hundreds of reasons to join Pilot. As some of them I've mentioned, supporting our caregivers, supporting our first responders, helping those with disabilities, and helping those with brain injuries. The list is actually endless. There are many reasons we join Pilot. When you sit back and think about it, Pilot does so much, just so much. There is no reason why one shouldn't join. As a committee, we want to help by providing you with the tools that can help you grow your club. I had done a presentation, this one if you had seen it, but I had done a presentation for the Council of Leaders where the governors and your DAC, DECs were in the meeting. And what we're going to do is at noontime, we're asking the governors and the club presidents, they have the governors and the DAC, DEC, have a listing of all of the clubs. And it is in every single district that we have clubs that are less than 12. There's not one district that we're signaling out. Every district has membership issues, or you can turn it into a positive. Anyhow, we'll be meeting in Highland CH at noon. We ask it at noon. If you could go by and grab your lunch and then bring it in there. We're going to start the meeting at approximately 12:30. And again, that's in Highland CH. And I want to introduce the members of our committee. I'm not sure, because we haven't really divided up the committee yet on who's getting what clubs, but because we have to first see who wants our help. So the first one is Tiffany Glass from the Bahamas. Suzanne Lester from the Florida district. Debbie Ray from the Texas district. Janice Acuna from the Co-ed district. Kathy Clancy, she's from the Virginia district. And Lisa Palmquist, she's from the Northeast Potomac district. And when we add Colette, so we'll have a representative from the Mississippi district, and Winnie Brewer, she is from the Florida district. So I think we have a great group. Possibility, we may be adding more people to this group, but right now, this is who we are. And I'll be handing out a listing at the meeting of everybody that's in our group right now. So is there any questions? Does anybody have any questions or anything? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Connie, and your committee for ensuring that our upward trend continues and even increases, and for being so flexible. Connie mentioned the number of clubs disbanding yesterday when the pilot club when the Lone Star Texas Pilot Club chartered, the charter number for it was 1,036. So that's how many clubs have been chartered since Pilot was established, and now we have 291 clubs. So there's obviously lots of opportunities for chartering new clubs and reclaiming clubs as well. At this time, we're going to the more things change, I say, what is it? The more things change, the more they change, or the more they stay the same, they change. Okay, and the anchors have a speaker that they need to be ready to hear in a few moments. So we're going to adjust our schedule and allow our anchor panel to present. So if the anchors that are participating in that panel would come forward. The anchor panel discussion has been a highlight for convention for several years, and we have another amazing group of anchors with us this year, and we didn't want to miss an opportunity for them to enlighten us. The participants of the panel, and as I call your name, if you would just wave to the audience, please. Josie May from the Florida District. Harris Ruffin from the Mississippi District. Hannah Justice, the Georgia District. Victoria Quella, the Texas District. James Bain III from the Bahamas District. And Faith Mitchell from the Alabama District. Okay, did I leave anyone out? Oh. Okay. Caroline Smith from the Alabama District. Excuse me, Caroline, I didn't have your name. Okay. The first question is, how has Anchor been beneficial to you? So if someone would...
Hello? Oh, hello. I have a few notes on my phone. So. Okay. Well, to start, being here, having this opportunity, this experience, it's just one of my favorite things that Anchor has brought to me. And by experience, I mean coming to Rochester, New York, never would have thought I'd be here, and just meeting everyone. Like, these guys up here, they're awesome, and I just feel really honored to be able to meet them, talk to them, become friends with them, and just have like lifelong people that I can always go back to and discuss issues, anything that comes up with regarding Anchor or just pop culture, you know, just have fun with it. And then for myself, this leadership opportunity has been amazing. I'm president of the Florida District Board, and it's just been really empowering for me to see myself in a leadership role. It's helped me unlock my confidence and grow and build on my leadership skills that I know I will use in the future, and it's just been really empowering. And then, let's see, on a local level, it's been very helpful to connect to my community. I come from like a small city, but you know, Anchor has really helped me step out of my comfort zone and just go out and do what I can to serve. And then lastly, finally, shout out to my Florida pilots, whoop whoop, for giving me just an awesome support system that I know will be with me as I grow old, and they're just there to love me and just support me, and also encourage me to become a pilot or a Compass member, and it's working. I do plan on in the future, and I just will look back at Anchor as this awesome time and just really appreciate all it's given me. And yeah, I'm very grateful for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question is, how would you describe your anchor experience? Would someone answer that for us?
My anchor experience, describe it? Was that the question?
Yes.
Okay. Well, for my school, anchor has always been a big deal, and we keep trying to keep it that way. And I just always looked forward going into anchor, like this was something I knew I always wanted to do. And I wasn't expecting benefiting from it as much as I have, and so it's been really amazing. And like I kind of already said, I'm very grateful for this experience, and it's helped me grow as a person, it's helped me meet new people, and it's just overall been really just, I can't say enough, like just awesome. Anyone else? Thank you.
Would you encourage others to join Anchor, and why?
For me, I would say yes, I would encourage others to join Anchor. You're able to get involved within your community, and you're able to meet other anchors, pilots, and you're able to meet lifelong friends. And for me, it helped improve my leadership skills by being here, and also social skills.
Thank you. Does your Anchor Club have a pilot club associated with it? How does the pilot club, how has the pilot club been involved with your Anchor Club?
Okay, so I also have notes on my phone, so that's what I'm looking at. So I'm from Brenham, Texas, and we're associated with the Pilot Club of Brenham, Texas. And over the years, they've become more and more involved with us, which I'm so thankful and blessed for. And they help us with our bike rodeo, our fundraisers. There are chaperones for our trips, like this. They help with our end of year social and installation, and they also help us at TVI camps. So we're very fortunate to have a very active pilot club that's always there to support us.
Does anyone feel like there is a gap between your Anchor Club and Pilot Club?
Well, so for me, on my local level, we have two great sponsors, Miss Suzanne Kendra and Miss Janie Sanderson. We have a great connection with them, but I feel that on the international level, the anchors don't get to connect with the pilots as much just because we're doing our anchor things and y'all are doing y'all's pilot things. So I think a way that we could bridge that gap is to have more activities together. Like last night when we went to the Red Wings games, we had a great time getting to know each other. So if we could just do more stuff like that, I think we all agree that it would be great.
Thank you. Would you consider joining Compass or an Anchor or a Pilot Club after Anchor?
Hi, I'm Harris Ruffin, Mississippi District. I absolutely would consider joining another Compass Club. I live in Starkville, Mississippi. I'm going to go to Mississippi State in the fall, and I've already been looking into chartering a Compass Club and becoming a member of the Starkville Pilot Club. Yes. Thank you to the Starkville Pilot Club for sponsoring my club, Starkville Academy. It's really changed my life and made me a better person.
How can pilots and Pilot International make Anchor clubs stronger?
Good morning. Based upon my experiences that I have had with pilots and pilot clubs, I can say that the mentorships with my pilots in my club can really benefit each and every one of us. And based upon their expertise in servant leadership and all that they have to offer, the questions that I ask and they answer, and whenever I reach out to them, they help me. And I feel as if we need more joint service projects between the pilot clubs and the anchor clubs. And like my fellow panelists say, they do their own thing and we do our own thing. So having more joint service projects, it would allow the pilots to share their expertise and their experiences, because they have been servant leaders longer than us, and that can allow us to be more great anchors and allow us to grow better and be the persons that we want to be. Thank you.
Okay, and the last question, how can we make Compass stronger, or what can we do to promote Compass?
I think the Pilot Club should continue providing the resources and help it provides the Compass Club, because we really want to reach the growth that the Anchor Club has. And I would really love to see a lot of the anchors, when they graduate, when they go to college or trade school or whatever they have in store, to really become a part of the Compass Club. I think it's really important as you get older to do stuff. Continue your service.
Thank you. Is there anything that any one of the other panel members would like to add? Okay. Well, okay. Thank you. And just remain on stage for just a moment. Thank you so very much for sharing that with us. And at this time, I'd like to ask Cameron Ramses from the Northeast Potomac District and Sadie Espinoza from the Southwestern District to come forward and extend an invitation to us.
Okay, so tonight, or this afternoon, we have our cultural exchange at 1:15 in the Grand Lilac Ballroom, and we would like you all to come. It's where us anchors from each district share a little bit about what makes our district special, and we all bring different souvenirs and treats for everyone to enjoy, and we share a little bit about the diversity of our district and the different people from it, different facts, and it's basically just where we can all celebrate the diversity and similarities between our districts. And when you do come in at 1:15, please have a seat first.
Thank you.
And we would like Miss Colette and Miss Rona to come to the stage because us anchors did a helmet decorating project for the Parks and Rec and the local children's hospital, and each of us added a little something special to 2 personalized helmets for Colette and Rona. So we would like to present those to you now. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. And please, we set aside a longer time after lunch to go to the cultural exchange, so that's something you absolutely will not want to miss. At this time, I'm going to ask Beverly Sheen to join me. Beverly chaired a committee, as I'm thumbing through the pages to try to find my place, because we've made more changes. To make a presentation to 2 special guests that are with us this year. As I think maybe I said that Beverly chaired that committee, so I'm going to let Beverly tell you about the work of the committee and the results of it.
Thank you, President Collette. As I was sitting there, I thought this would be a great segue to our RFP for brain-related research and everything. So this year, we had the fabulous opportunity. Someone had left some money to us through their will, And they actually told us what they wanted us to do with that money, which was good as well. And they wanted it to go for brain-related research. So, of course, we put together a committee. We're good at that part. So we had, I'm just looking at my people, we had Nikki Dawkins, we had Sue Call, we had Lisa Palmquist on there, and Lisa Patterson, and Holly also served in a capacity on that. And we wrote a RFP, so that's a request for proposal, in case you haven't done that process. And pretty much what that did was tell people what we were looking for. So we asked research groups to put in to apply for a grant, essentially, from us. Told them what we were looking for, everything like that. We had one round of applications come in, and we felt like we wanted to give people a little bit more time, so we extended it and asked for some more, got a few more applications in. Then the committee actually went through those, they scored them, and we found 2 wonderful recipients that we want to give this money to this year. And, you know, this only happens through the generous contributions of many pilots, and we appreciate being included in part of their estate plan. So obviously our next presentation is made possible through this bequest. So today we are honoring her wishes by awarding $100,000 in grant money. Let's give that a round of applause. And President Collette, where do you want them to meet you? Just up here on stage? Okay. So first I'm going to ask the Dell Children's Medical Center to come up. They were one of our recipients. And from them is Dr. Molly Johnson. Dr. Johnson received her PhD in neuroscience and behavior from the University of Massachusetts Amherst with a research interest in human motor control, including the impact of neurological impairments on movement and postural control. In 2020, she was hired by Dell Children's Medical Center in Austin, Texas, to launch the research component of a drowning prevention and water safety program. Dr. Johnson is a research scientist focused on a wide range of initiatives aiming to reduce the incidence of drowning and improve neurological outcomes due to the axonic brain injury that may result when someone survives a submersion injury. So Dr. Johnson, please come forward.
Thank you. I'd love to say that I'm truly grateful for the opportunity to work with Pilot International this year. Your emphasis on friendship and service is truly inspiring to me. Pilot International's focus on brain health and safety is so important. As I was thinking about your mission, I was asking myself what role brain health had played in my life. My father had a stroke at 49 that forced him into an early retirement from performing as a professional pianist. And I saw firsthand how devastating it was to suddenly be challenged with such a devastating brain injury. He lost his ability to do a lot of the things that he loved to do, to play piano, to garden. But I also witnessed the incredible power our brain has to rebuild itself after injury. Professionally, I've also been fascinated with the brain. My academic background is in neuroscience. I also have a clinical practice in the Alexander technique where I teach people how to be more in charge of their mental and physical behavior. I truly appreciate Pilot International's support of my research. The topic is predicting brain injury severity following drowning. Drowning, if you don't know, is the single leading cause of death for toddlers in the US. It's also a leading cause of death and disability for all ages. When someone survives a drowning incident, the anoxic brain injury that they experience can have a lasting effect on their mental and physical well-being. But there's not really a whole lot of research that addresses important issues related to drowning prevention and treatment. With Pilot International's focus on brain health and safety, I'm truly grateful that with this research grant, you have recognized drowning as a critical driver of brain injury. With the education and community outreach, drowning is preventable. With prompt and appropriate rescue and effective neurological care, the outcomes from submersion injury can be improved. With this grant funding, I'll do a thorough review of the medical records of all the children that are treated at Dell Children's Medical Center in Austin. And we can use that information then to try to understand how we can help to improve the outcomes for the children that have brain injury due to drowning. So thank you again. I'm so glad to be here. You have a wonderful community and do wonderful work. Thank you.
Did you want to do a picture? Hold on. We want to do a picture.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson. And also Dr. Pape, if you'll come forward. Our second grant is awarded to Northwestern University Feinberg State of Medicine, and Dr. Teresa Bender-Pape is with us. She has served the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs at the Edward Hines Jr. VA Hospital in Hines, Illinois, and Northwestern University Feinberg School of Medicine for 20-plus years as a clinical neuroscientist. She is the founding director of the Hines VA Northwestern Neuroplasticity and Neurorehabilitation Lab. In this lab, Dr. Pape leverages the principles of structural and metaplasticity to develop for persons with traumatic brain injury precision, person-tailored interventions that effectively facilitate the restoration of functional skills. Dr. Pape's current research includes using various types of non-invasive neuromodulation to induce structural plasticity combined with learning-based interventions to enable restoration of patient-valued skills. Dr. Pape?
Hello, everyone. I was expecting to talk to a group of about 12 people. It shouldn't surprise me, though, when I did a little research, on your website to find out about the history of your club. So given the established history of benevolence of the Pilot International Foundation, I'm sure that the current group of pilots, and now I've learned anchors and compasses, will continue to improve the lives of many generations to come. So indeed, the award to my lab, which is a joint lab between Northwestern University and the Hines VA, it will allow my team and I to improve the lives of persons who, after a stroke or a traumatic brain injury, are experiencing cognitive challenges that really impede their ability, as you know, to perform independent activities of daily living and often require the support of caregivers. So this award will help us address a long-standing scientific challenge for those of us who are developing treatments to help improve cognitive function after acquired brain injuries. The challenge is really related to the heterogeneity of the lesions in the brain that follow stroke or traumatic brain injury. And then on top of that, we have post-traumatic stress disorder and anxiety and depression. So as you can imagine, we have a very heterogeneous brain to work with. So this heterogeneity in the brains means that each person's going to present to me with very unique or person-specific cognitive challenges. So while heterogeneity has been a barrier since I started my career, we do know that cognition is supported by a common set of shared brain circuits. We also know that eye tracking, the ability to quickly look at something, these measures can and do reflect cognitive capabilities. So just as a quick example, everyone's got your wheel at the table there, your chocolate wheel. Grab that, please. Okay, find something to fixate on, I think. Let's stare at the Pilot International flag. Everyone fixate on that, please. Okay, just for a second. Now, bring your wheel into your peripheral vision. Okay, so to the point where you can see it. Now make it disappear. Quickly look to the opposite side of where that wheel was. Okay, that's a very simple example. It's how quickly you were able to switch your attention, right? I was having you fixate in two places, and then I told you to look in the opposite direction. That really is a measure of selective attention, or the ability to switch your attention from one thing to another. So it's a pretty basic skill that's impaired after acquired brain injury. And that's just one example of the eye tracking measures that this award is going to allow me to collect in a current study that I'm conducting with our veterans who have incurred a stroke or a traumatic brain injury. So by adding these measures to this ongoing study, I'll be able to develop a method, hopefully, right? The goal is to develop a method that will allow me to feasibly pick the site in each person's brain that will give them the best treatment responsiveness. So I modulate or I alter the brain activity of these patients who are very vulnerable and who are gracious enough to volunteer. And I alter the activity in their brain in two sites. One is sort of this a priori, a pre-selected site, because I know that that site supports cognitive function. The other site is a very personally specific site, okay? And it's specific to each patient. So by collecting these eye tracking measures, as well as measures of like working memory and attention, I'll be able to determine if after maybe 2 or 3 of my brain modulation sessions, which site is better for that patient, okay? So that will allow me, hopefully, if I can develop the eye tracking measures, which is our goal with this award, to basically create a feasible method of personalizing cognitive rehabilitation. So rather than using a trial and error approach, which, as Seth probably knows, is typical of rehabilitation. So rather than a trial and error approach, we're creating a precision approach that is feasible for future clinical adoption. So this award will allow my team and I to improve the lives of persons with stroke and TBI for generations to come, just as your club has improved the lives of past generations and generations to come. And since this project that I'm testing and developing the method on is a project with veterans, you're actually helping me to help the lives of these veterans and future veterans to come. They wrote a blank check with their lives, and you're helping me to fill in the numbers. They served us, and so thank you for serving them. So on behalf of my team of very talented scientists and healthcare professionals at Northwestern and the Heinz VA, I would like to thank you for enabling us to improve the lives of generations to come. Thank you.
Hold for a picture.
I sure will.
We have a shirt, and I'll give it to you.
Okay. You want to get in the picture too?
Oh, no, I'm good, but thank you. Thank you, Dr. Pape. I think the committee needs to add a video requirement to our thing, because you explained in less than 5 minutes what your 10-page report told us that we had to muddle through, and we were struggling because we're not scientists like you guys, so thank you so much. Yes, we appreciate that. Several of our clubs and districts are actively engaged in supporting TBI camps and programs, so best wishes for your continued success. So at this time, I will turn things back over to President Collette. Thank you.
Okay. We're continuing to make adjustments, and we're going to make it all work out. We're scheduled to break for lunch at 11:30. It's about 11:17, so we're right on schedule. The next presentation was one of the most difficult things I had to do, but it was also one of the most joyous things I had to do. One of the privileges of serving as president of Pilot International in their meeting, but is to select someone as the recipient for the Lifetime Achievement Award. How can you define a lifetime? You, as well as I, probably know people that have lived a long, long, long time, but really never had a lifetime as far as the way they enjoyed their life or what they gave back and the memory that they will leave. And then others of us have known people that lived a very short life, but touched lives in their communities and their families and all. So it's hard to define what a lifetime is. And the same for achievement as well. As Seth mentioned this morning, he went to Shepherd Center as a 4 and left as a 100. But there are probably people that left there maybe as a 10 or 12, but they achieved all that they could achieve. So in thinking about, and there's so many of you that are worthy of the Lifetime Achievement Award. But it's my pleasure to recognize a pilot that has served Pilot International for a number of years, has served in a district as a district governor, and actually has served in 2 districts as district governor. Whenever she's asked to complete an assignment or a task for pilot, she does it very readily and very willingly, and never complains, and helps try to keep everyone going in a positive direction, and sometimes that's a challenge. At this time, I would like to ask, and I feel like as soon as she greets me on stage, she's going to say to me, I have a bracelet to match that. I'd like for Marion Smith to come forward to accept the Lifetime Achievement Award.
I do have a bracelet to match her outfit. And everybody else in here, just tell me what color you want. I'm humbled, I'm honored, I'm gobsmacked. Thank you all, and thank you, Colette. Y'all are the best. I've been a pilot for almost 30 years, and it's changed my life. I joined in 1993, and one of the ladies I worked with asked me to come to a meeting, and she sat me next to this little old lady with bright red hair who happened to be in her mid-80s. And she said, well, honey, where are you from? And I said, I'm from West Palm Beach, Florida. And she said, I am too. It turned out that her parents were teachers at Palm Beach High School, and my parents took classes from them. Small world, isn't it? Pilot changed my life. In 1997, I went on the DAC for North Carolina. And the reason I did is because my club was in trouble, and somebody on the DAC has said, run for office. Maybe your club can get behind you, and maybe we can make it fly. Well, they did, and my club supported me. And after I was governor, I went back as president, and then they disbanded. I mean, go figure. So I went member at large for a number of years and went over to Luncheon Rocky Mount, North Carolina, to install their officers. And they asked me to become an E-member, which I was thrilled to do. Well, 3 months later, Bobby Hudson called and said her club was in trouble and there were going to be a cyber club in Virginia. And I said, Bobby, I just joined another club, but I'll be glad to help you in any way. Well, she said, great, our bazaar's coming up. So I went up to help with their bazaar, and she handed me some paperwork and a T-shirt that said, congrats, you're a member. So, I mean, those of you who know Bobby, you don't say no to Bobby. And so I joined the Danville Club, and their treasurer happened to have a stroke. And so they needed somebody to fill in. They asked me to fill in. So I was on the DAC at Virginia, and same thing happened. I bubbled up and became governor of Virginia. And then Judy Langley said, should I give your name to South Carolina's nominating committee? And hopefully you'll excuse me, but I said no, no, and hell no. But this is an honor. Pilot means the world to me, as do each and every one of you. Thank you.
Okay. To know Marion is to love her, and if you don't know her, get to know her. It's a real treat. We are going to recess for lunch at this time. It's 11:26, and I think, Laura, we're supposed to be back at 2:45. Okay, okay. Carol has some announcements, but let's plan on being back at 2:30 so we can finish in a timely manner this afternoon. Carol, come forward with your announcements, please.
These are time-specific. The last chance to purchase the Rockin' Rochester raffles is at 12 noon. The winners will be announced at the end of session 2. The staff has to total up and cash out. So that's in the marketplace. Also, Gary Jarvis asked me to announce on behalf of the co-pilots that they will be shutting down at 12 o'clock with the Calcutta tickets. So those are two things that are very time-specific. When we break for lunch, food should be available. The food carts are available with lunch items.
Okay. The next announcement deals with the district photos this evening. Can you imagine what it's like when 500 people want the same thing at the same time? And it depends on one person to make it happen. And that's the situation we're in this evening with the district photographs. Melody Pruitt is going to be in the area downstairs by the steps at 5 o'clock. If any district wants to come at that time or thereafter, she will be there to start making district photographs. If you will arrive and keep your group together, she can do photographs in about a 3-minute time span. So that's just, and we'll continue to announce that. But please listen to Melanie and move quickly so that everyone will have a chance to get their district photograph taken. And we'll announce this again, but you might want to talk about it with the district members over lunch. Okay, with that being said, we're going to... Okay, Carol has one more announcement.
Thank you for being flexible. We've had a lot of changes. The 2021-22 Mississippi District Governor, Patty Davis Bennett, has asked to be recognized. And I will go ahead. While she makes her way up, I will tell you that we will reconvene at 2:30.
Miss Colette, would you join me, please? We've shuffled around a few things together the last several months. And as we were cleaning up boxes night before last, she said, "Do you need any of these gift bags?" I went, "No, I'm through with them. Here's part of your present." I forgot the gift bag. just
My favorite color.
Colette, your pilot legacy shines bright. You have represented Pilot International in Mississippi District, guiding us forward together and believing in the possibilities. Thank you doesn't seem to be enough. The Mississippi District, would you stand please with me? Because this is from all of us. We put our heads together along with some of your century governors and developed a plan. You and a guest of your choice will travel to a B&B in Savannah, Georgia, and enjoy 2 nights there. And then you will travel on to the Tybee Island and relax for 3 more days. Now, your job you thought was finished, didn't you? Well, it's not. You have to decide when and what date you want to go. When you do, we have your special ride ready to drive you there and bring you home. All you have to do is tell us what date you want to go and what date you want to come home. We had our special guest this morning, and you have the love of the American flag. So this flag was flown over the capital of our great state of Mississippi on Friday, and Seth himself brought it down off the pole. But we also have one other lady in our district that's worked so hard for this pilot convention this past year. Carol, would you join me, please? Both of these ladies, they have a lot in common besides pilot, and one thing is they both love the American flag and collecting them. So this one was flown Thursday and came down off the top of the Capitol. Thank you both for your hard work.
I couldn't take all that in. I'm going to have to hear about that again. Thank you so much, Mississippi Pilots. Thank you, thank you. Okay, we're now going to lunch. I'll be back at 2:30. Don't forget the cultural exchange.